This is the second video in our series of videos of how to use ERPAnalytics and the sorts of insights that you can get out of ERPAnalytics, which is a tool that Fusion 5 can plug into your JD Edwards instance to give you a lot more user insights in terms of actionable insights in terms of what your users are doing, what applications are popular, where your modifications are, etc. On our first video, we went through all the information that you can basically see from the home page, and now I'm going to start working through each of these individual items. So just the standard reporting options down the left-hand side and give you more information for each of these options. So what we're going to look at first is real-time, and we're going to go to overview. And what we see here is that our users that are currently logged into JD Edwards. So we have 27 people currently logged into JD Edwards. Now, Server Manager would report a lot more because Server Manager reports on users that have not timed out yet, whereas Google Analytics or ERPAnalytics report on those that have interacted with the browser in the last 5 minutes. Now, this is a really important metric if you think you want to do load testing, because this shows you how many people are actually working on JD Edwards. Also, it's really important to look at the page views per minute and page views per second so that you can saturate your web servers at the appropriate level. And what you'll probably find is that is considerably less than what you do with your load testing. For instance, in this example, we've got 84 page views in a minute. And that's not a lot of load if you look at how many page views a virtual user can do per second. We can scroll down here to locations, and this tells us where people are coming in from. You can actually tell country or you can tell towns. We can drill down into Australia, and we can see that Melbourne is the only city that any traffic's coming in from. So that's a pretty simple view of the real-time information that's coming in at the moment. Of course, if you have a global instance, that will give you details of the global internet connection from the client that is connecting to that server. We get to see where the traffic sources are coming in from, and what we see here is that it's a single direct connect to the internet, and we don't get any specific information about those connections. But if your internet connection is segmented, you will get that information recorded in the traffic sources. Right, if we scroll down to content now, we can see the sorts of screens that are being opened and the number of screens. And we also, so that's active users. We can scroll over to the last 30 minutes and we can see that of 1,191 pages that have run in the last 30 minutes, we can see that the reconfigure forecast maintenance job status inquiry has been loaded 31 times in that last 30 minutes. So we get a pretty good idea of the sorts of things people are doing in the application, and you can see those green changes. So that means more people are doing particular actions over the last 30 minutes. If we look at events, it's not particularly relevant for ERPAnalytics, and neither is conversions. So that's the real-time tab under ERPAnalytics.